Coming up on Valley News Live at 10, extreme heat is here. Tips to protect your lawn and save money on your electric bill. Flying dust leading to frustration in Horace. Why residents aren't happy about the solution. Plus a scary situation in South Fargo. The latest surrounding an apartment evacuation tonight. Valley News Live at 10 starts right now.
This is Valley News Live at 10.
As if today wasn't enough, tomorrow is the day. We are set to shatter heat records. Our storm team has declared Friday a first alert weather day, so let's head straight to Hutch to explain what's to come. Hutch?
Thanks, Mike. Dangerous heat is around the corner, and it was a hot one today, tying a record in Fargo, as mentioned earlier. Heat. Well, more people tend to lose their life to heat as compared to any other weather phenomena. So it is critical to pay attention to the forecast and pay attention to your body. First alert weather day, Friday and Saturday. Triple digit heat for some areas is on the way as we go through. Now today we do have this little boundary across the area that kicked off some showers and a few clouds, keeping things cooler in northern Minnesota. 60s there at this hour, but it's still near 90 in Minot. The heat is on the way as we head into the next couple of days. Those records, by the way, for Fargo sitting at 95 for Friday and Saturday. We'll crush those records. I'll tell you by how much coming up here in just a few more moments.
All right, thanks, Hutch. The National Weather Service has issued a fire weather watch for large portions of Minnesota tomorrow. Most of central, northern, and western Minnesota is impacted. All outdoor burning is discouraged. The dust is flying along a gravel road in Horace, leading to visibility problems and frustration. The town says it's looking into the issue, but as Valley News Team's Aaron Walling found out, residents aren't happy about the proposed solution.
I'm in Horace, North Dakota, where many communities that live off of Wall Avenue are disappointed with the town's decision to force them into an annex, a decision that was made back in December.
Well, it's extremely disappointing, especially we've been out here about 20 years.
Some of the smaller developments that are currently townships, including Lazy A, Apple Orchard, and Westbrook Drive, are all being annexed into the city of Horace. That could happen within the next month. Drew Rutherford is one of many telling us they aren't happy with the forced annex, especially considering comments that were made by officials years ago that said the complete opposite.
We were concerned at the time about being annexed if the city went to our west, and we were assured from the mayor that we would not be forced into annexation.
Many residents tell us the decision to annex is driven by the city's desire to pave Wall Avenue, a road that connects the developments to the rest of town. The dirt road portion is causing problems for people that live on it due to the amount of dust that is kicked up. With the annex, the money for the fix will come from a special assessment.
Again, there's been conversations about upgrading Wall Avenue. Part of the process that had to go along with that was bringing the township into the city so that for assessing out who has to pay for the road type of thing. So they're part of that process. I think once this is all concluded, that's when we'll start seeing some improvements on Wall Avenue.
Many of the people I spoke to all said the same thing, that they're disappointed and don't want to be a part of this. In Horace, Aaron Walling, Valley News Live.
Mayor Peterson says that there's a meeting on Monday to address the dust problem. And if you need help with an issue in your community, call our whistleblower hotline at 701-237-6576. A member of our investigative team will get on the case. In South Fargo, streets were closed and an apartment building evacuated earlier this evening as authorities looked into a suspicious device. The device was found at an entrance door at 2401 33rd Avenue South. Turned out that the item was not a bomb. The scene was cleared in less than 40 minutes. A 25-year-old man is in jail tonight after dousing a kitchen with gasoline and threatening to light a house on fire. It happened early this morning at a house behind the Sanford Walk-In Clinic on University Drive. A woman and child were able to get out of the house.
The danger in gasoline that's been spilled is that it's very volatile. It off-gasses very quickly and the vapors are extremely flammable.
Tristan Olson was taken to Cass County Jail on a charge of terrorizing. White House figures show 52% of Americans are fully vaccinated, but that number is significantly lower in Canada. That means it'll be a while before the border reopens. It's been 440 days since the Canadian border was open to non-essential travel. The closure has left families separated and businesses in the area hurting. With vaccinations increasing in both countries, people are starting to have hope it won't be closed much longer. U.S. and Canadian officials discuss every month whether to reopen the border. What is it? A new restaurant's coming to West Fargo. JoJo's Italian restaurant will be moving into the former True Blue location at 915 19th Avenue East. Chef and co-owner Steve Hesse told us that they have a goal of opening in August. The casual eatery will have a menu featuring pizza, pasta, hoagies, and more. The owners of this restaurant, Eclectic Culinary Concepts, also owns Lucky 13s in Fargo. The ACLU is suing to open secret Minneapolis police discipline files. The lawsuit is accusing city officials of hiding behind what it calls, quote, linguistic gymnastics to bypass a state open records law and cover up police misconduct. Minnesota state law says information about disciplinary action is public and must be released.
Senior level officials from the Minneapolis Police Department, specifically the Chief of Police, is opting to use coaching so that facts do not become public.
The suit also points out Derek Chauvin's history of complaints which were considered closed with no discipline and therefore not open to the public. MPD says that they cannot comment on a pending lawsuit. The first step toward reopening George Floyd Square happened this morning, but because of pushback from people in the area, it closed again. Community and city leaders say that this is just the first step in a gradual reopening. Here's reporter Esme Murphy.
Without advance warning, the barriers were removed early this morning. City leaders say a little-known community group called Agape was leading the effort. While Agape, whose goal is to bridge the gap between police and community, is new, its members are longtime community activists.
We went door to door asking the neighbors what they felt of them. 90% of them said that they wanted to see it open, but they wanted to see it open safely.
But protesters forced Agape to reinstall some of the barriers. The group now says this is just the first step.
This is a temporary, and then the city is going to come in and make it permanent and much better design.
The pressure to reopen 38th and Chicago has been building for months. Both 38th and Chicago are major thoroughfares, and city officials say they've been hearing from residents who want to see this intersection reopened for themselves, for emergency services, and for local businesses. Agape and city council members who represent the area held a news conference with Mayor Jacob Fry.
38th and Chicago is not and will not go back to where it was prior to May 25th, 2020.
Fry stressed the clenched fist and artwork will always remain and that no car will ever drive over the spot George Floyd died. He hopes to reopen the intersection possibly in the next few days.
I won't give you an exact timeline, but we're moving towards a reconnection.
Leaders also say there's a broader 3-year plan for the intersection, which includes a permanent memorial. The search is on for an adult female golden retriever that was under quarantine for brucellosis and was removed from its yard in Fargo near the El Zagel golf course around May 9th. Now, the microchip is on your screen right now. Anyone who finds the dog or has information regarding it should immediately notify the Board of Animal Health at 1-800-242-7535. Brucellona canis or B. canis can spread to humans and other dogs. Signs in animals may include reproductive failure and degenerative back pain. Rarely does it cause severe illness in people, higher risk in those very young and the elderly. Coming up, shop early. That's the advice from fireworks vendors this year, why they say supply is limited and prices will be affected.
Oh, how quickly our weather changes. Last Tuesday, flakes were flying in and around the Cullum area. And then last Wednesday, we had morning lows in the 20s and freeze warnings. The drought continues. That was updated today. A little improvement in the far south, but our weather tomorrow and into the weekend will not help. Details in your forecast.